What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Anfernee McLemore, and in today's video I got a very special gem I want to share. I want to show you the easiest way to build wealth. A lot of people think building wealth is hard and it takes a lot of money, but no, I'm going to give you the secret to going from zero to a millionaire just by taking consistent action and just by taking advantage of one simple rule called the $3.33 rule. So if you stay all the way until the end of this video and you follow the steps that I lay out, there is absolutely no way that you will not be on the path to being a millionaire simply by starting today. So let's actually go into what the $3.33 rule is. What this rule is, at the very face value of it, is that if you save or invest $3.33 a day, then because of compound interest, you'll be putting yourself on the road to being a millionaire someday in the future. Now I know this sounds like a crazy made up scenario, and no way $3.33 can actually amount to a large sum of money in the future. However, as I'm going to talk about later in this video, you would be wrong in thinking that. So for the $3.33 rule, what you want to do is find one thing in your daily life that you spend money on unnecessarily that you can cut out in order to save or invest more money. This could be something like making coffee at home and not buying an expensive Starbucks, driving one more mile down the highway in order to get a little bit of cheaper gas, or just buying one off-brand food item because it tastes the same and it costs a lot less. The $3.33 rule relies on you being creative and finding only one way to cut $3.33 out of your daily spending in order to use it to expedite your journey to financial freedom. So let me now break down how the $3.33 rule works and how exactly you can use it to make yourself a millionaire. So now that you have created a budget that lowers your daily expenses by $3.33, let's talk about how you use that extra cash to make you a millionaire. So obviously what you can't do is put this money in a savings account. When you put money in a savings account, it does not earn any interest and it does not grow in value over time. It actually loses value due to inflation. Inflation on average eats about 2% away from your purchasing power every single year. So if you put $100 into a savings account, the next year you'll only be able to buy $98 worth of stuff, even though you have the same $100 figure. And some people may say, yes, well, my savings account earns an interest rate. However, at the national average of less than 1%, your savings account interest rate is not keeping up pace with inflation, so it's still losing value over time. So what you want to do with the $3.33 that you have extra is you want to invest this money. And by investing it, you're allowing it to grow for you and increase in value over time. So the next logical question will be, okay, Anfernee, but what do I actually invest in? Well, obviously you would want to try to invest in something that gives you the maximum return possible. I mean, who doesn't want to turn their $3.33 into a millionaire just by buying some cryptocurrency Dogecoin or buying some other highly speculative investment that can triple their money overnight? However, I would not recommend you to do any of that stuff. What I would recommend you do is be as boring as possible with your investments and simply buy a safe index fund that allows you to invest in an S&P 500 or the overall US stock market in order to give yourself the best and safest chance to grow your money. You see, when you try to go off and buy individual stocks or things that promise to grow your money really quickly, yes, your potential return may be higher than it would be with an index fund, because an index fund is going to return on average about 8 to 10% year over year. So while you may be promised 25 to 30% with some other investments, you will be exposing yourself to much more risk with these other investments. And with that risk, it is much more likely that you will see a negative return rather than an extremely positive return that you were hoping for. So by investing in a total market index fund, you are potentially giving yourself the best possible return that you can get for the lowest amount of risk. And that's saying the lowest amount of risk is important, because as I said, you can go get higher returns somewhere else, but if the risk that you'll actually lose all of your money is significantly higher, then why would you want to risk your money doing something like that? So I would recommend you use the $3.33 rule to allow compound interest to work in your favor. And through compound interest, by investing consistently over a long period of time, you will allow your own money to work for you, and your own money will start to generate interest where you won't actually need to contribute all that much more money to your investment portfolio for it to grow and double itself over a period of time. And I know me saying just invest in an S&P 500 index fund doesn't really do much for people who don't know what that is. So let's talk a little about some specific examples that I invest in myself personally, and I think that you should consider if you want to go the same route. And in order to talk about what specific investments that you should put your money into, I need to first talk about what kind of account that you need to open in order to hold all of these investments. And the absolute best account, and my number one recommendation for someone who's trying to start out building wealth, is to open up a Roth IRA account. Now, I talk about a Roth IRA in a lot of my videos, so I'm not going to go too in depth into it here, but basically it's an account that has a whole bunch of tax advantages, and it is perfect for someone who's just starting out. So if you're saving / investing $3.33 a day, this equates to a little bit over $160 a month, which you can very easily park into a Roth IRA account. Now, once you have your money transferred into your Roth IRA, you can then start to buy different assets. So the companies that I've opened up Roth IRAs with in the past that I have a very good experience with is Charles Schwab and Fidelity. However, there are a bunch of app-based Roth IRAs that offer the same security that you can open up your Roth IRA with as well. I know for a fact Webull has a Roth IRA option, and I'm pretty sure M1 Finance has one as well. So I definitely think it's a good idea to look around and just see which account is best for you so that you can open up your Roth IRA with a company that you feel really comfortable with. But speaking from my personal experience, I currently have my Roth IRA with Fidelity, and with Fidelity, I currently buy their Fidelity Total Market Index Fund, and also I buy their Fidelity Total International Market Index Fund. These two funds make up 90% of my portfolio, and the great thing about it is that you can buy partial shares of this fund with as little as $1. So gone are the days where you absolutely need to be rich just to get started investing. You can start investing today with your $3.33. And you may be wondering, since this is so easy, why didn't my parents do it, or why has anyone told me this when I was a kid so that I could start even earlier than I'm starting right now? Well, to answer that question, investing with a low net worth hasn't always been accessible to people like you and me. Back in the early 2000s and 2010s, when you want to buy or sell a stock, you would have to deal with a stockbroker who would charge a commission every single time you did business with them. And even if you were able to buy or sell a stock online, those online brokerages would charge you a commission about $15 to $20 as well. This means that if you had $20 to invest, you would immediately lose 15 to 20 of that just to commissions, and also you probably wouldn't be able to buy much anyway because you would have to buy whole shares of stocks at the time. However, this all changed with the new age of technology and commission-free brokerages, where nowadays it's hard to find a stock market brokerage that charges any commissions at all. This means that you can buy and sell stocks for completely free. And also, as I just said, you don't have to buy whole shares of stocks anymore. If you wanted to invest in Amazon, who has a share price right now of about $1,000, you don't have to buy the whole share all at once. You can buy partial shares with as little as $5, $1, whatever you have to get started investing. So I think personally, this is the reason why the $3.33 rule is so effective. You can get started with whatever you have. Even if you don't have a high net worth, just get started with $1 at a time. So now that you know how the $3.33 rule works, the next logical step for you to take will be to start setting goals for yourself so you can increase your contributions over a course of time. While $3.33 a day is a good starting step, once you get your foot in the door and you get more comfortable in investing, then you want to start trying to invest $5 a day, $10 a day, upwards until you're investing as much as possible, because the more that you invest early on, the more compound interest can work in your favor and the more wealth that you can build later in your life. I'm a person who would rather be middle-aged and rich than middle-aged grasping at straws because I didn't take the right steps in my 20s and 30s. So definitely make a budget, set some goals, and put yourself on the right track financially so that you can have $1 million net worth in the future. But with all that being said, I really hope you found some kind of value in this video. If you think that a $3.33 rule will help you on your path to becoming a millionaire, then go down and change the color of the like button for your boy, as it helps the channel out, pushes it to a couple more people, and just shows me that you like the kind of stuff I'm posting. And as my thank you to you, I want to give you a little bit of free money by you going down to the description below, using the link to sign up to the public brokerage app, where if you just sign up to the app, you will get a free fractional share of about 9 different stocks to choose from. And that's my secret thanks for you watching all the way to the end of this video. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you like content like this, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.